Here we'll talk about 12th 5-year plan. It was between 2012 to 2017. The theme was sustainable development. So faster, more inclusive and the sustainable growth was the tagline. So under this 12th 5-year plan, this public healthcare is getting converted into accountable, accessible, affordable system of quality services. So we are converting this normal public healthcare into something which is accountable, accessible, affordable system of quality services. So it is all done under this 12th 5th year plan, which was between 2012 to 2017. So let us see how did they do that, or the objectives, right? So you have three objectives. So here I want you to remember these two words, accessible and affordable, and we'll try to correlate with these objectives. So coming to the first point, establishment of system of universal health coverage. So we are making this health services accessible to everyone. So I want you to remember this word accessible and correlate with this universal health coverage. Right, now let us see the second point. Each individual should have access to the essential range of medicines and treatment at an affordable price, entirely free for the large group of population. So in the second one, what we are trying to say is we are making this medicines and treatment affordable and available for large group of population at a lower price. So at an affordable price. So I want you to correlate this affordable with this affordable price, right? And now let us see the third point. Universal access to the safe drinking water, sanitization, basic education, safe housing, nutrition, hygienic environment. That means we are making all these services accessible to the people. So again, remember this word accessible for this point. So the two things which you have to remember under accessible is, first thing, establishment of system of universal health coverage, under which we are making health services accessible universally. So universal health coverage. And the second objective which you have to remember under accessible is, we are making this safe drinking water, sanitization, basic education, safe housing, nutrition, all these services accessible to the people. So the two things with accessible is done. Now let us see the affordable. So under affordable, just remember we are making this medicines and treatment affordable at the lower prices for the large group of population. So this is the three objectives. Now let us see the goals. So if you see the goals, first there is Japanese encephalitis. So 30% of reduction in mortality. It is our goal to reduce this mortality by 30% in case of Japanese encephalitis. So first is Japanese encephalitis, 30%. And then comes the dengue. Case fertility rate should be less than 1%. And in filariasis, prevalence should be less than 1%. So for dengue and filariasis, D and F, you have to remember 1%, 1 by 100, right? So in case of dengue, the case fertility rate should be less than 1%. And in case of filariasis, the prevalence should be less than 1%. And now comes to malaria. So the incidence should be less than 1 by 1000. So in case of malaria, you have 3 A's, right? So 1000 also you have 3 zeros, something like that. So for malaria, 1 by 1000 incidence. Coming to the leprosy and leishmaniasis. For both of which, you have 1 by 10,000 and 1 by 10,000. So in case of leprosy, you have P in the leprosy. So in case of leprosy, the prevalence should be less than 1 by 10,000. And in case of leishmaniasis or Kala Azar, so we are planning to eliminate this Kala Azar by 2015. So for that, they'll have to get less than 1 by 10,000 cases, right? Now let us see the TB. So decrease in annual incidence and mortality by half. And for the HIV, no new infections or no new cases should be coming. So new infections should be 0. We summarize the whole thing. For Japanese encephalitis, 30% reduction in mortality, and D and F, 1 by 100, 1 by 100. First is case fatality rate should be less than 1 by 100, and next is prevalence should be less than 1 by 100. Coming to malaria, you have 3 A's. So again you have 3 zeros here. So less than 1 by 1000 incidence. And coming to leprosy, you have P. So the prevalence should be less than 1 by 10,000. And also leishmaniasis, 1 by 10,000. It is an elimination program. So under this elimination, we have to get less than 1 by 10,000 of the cases to eliminate this leishmaniasis by 2015. And TB, so annual incidence and mortality should be reduced to half. Coming to HIV, 0. So no new cases should be coming. So new infections should be 0. So this is the goals. 30% mortality and 100, 1 by 100, 1 by 100 for D and F. This is the case fatality rate and this is the prevalence, right? And 1000 for malaria, right? And 1 by 10,000, 1 by 10,000 is for leprosy and leishmaniasis. In case of leprosy, you have P. So there is 1 by 10,000 reduction in the prevalence. And in case of leishmaniasis, elimination, right? So to eliminate by 2015, you have to get less than 1 by 10,000 of the cases. and half for TB, half of the annual incidence and half of the mortality rate, and 0 for HIV. So this is about the goals. Bye.